This is FOUCS, a weekly report by Eastern Mennonite Missions in Salunga, Pennsylvania, connecting you with missionaries around the world through stories of God at work. I'm Joe Hollinger. Ahmed Haile, a beloved 58-year-old Somali church planter and peace teacher, died in his Milwaukee home on April 26, 2011, after a 6-year battle with cancer. He is survived by his wife of 24 years, Martha Wilson, and their 3 young adult children, Afra, Sophia, and Getty. Several carloads of people traveled from Pennsylvania to attend the April 30 funeral service at the Eastbrook Church of Milwaukee. The senior pastor, Mark Erickson, had served as a missionary in Somalia in the 1970s. The funeral was attended by former Somali missionaries, Somalis, and other friends and family. The pastor told the group that Ahmed got a lot more out of his body than most people do. At his request, Ahmed was shrouded in a traditional white Somali burial cloth and buried in a simple wooden coffin made by Old Order Mennonites from Goshen, Indiana. Pastor Mark, who led Ahmed to Christ in Somalia in the early 1970s, moderated the moving service that included tributes from the Haile children, Martha's sister, Ahmed's brother, and longtime friends. Worship included special Somali praise music and a sermon by Mark. Mark said that when Ahmed and another Somali man came to him many years ago saying they wanted to be Christians, he told them they would be rejected, persecuted, and perhaps even killed. When they persisted, Mark said he realized that God had prepared this young man to come to Jesus in radical surrender. Mark described Ahmed's intellectual brilliance and his careful integration of all he learned into simple Christian discipleship. As Ahmed studied, he realized in fresh ways how his own 3,000-year-old Semitic heritage had prepared him for Christian faith. He remembered, for example, how once a year his father had sacrificed a lamb and smeared its blood on the doorposts of their Somali house. Ahmed's spiritual journey was built squarely on this ancient Somali heritage and what he had learned from Islam when he memorized the whole Quran. Without fear of death, Ahmed went back into the heart of his Somali community to bear witness to these truths. From 1994 to 2009, Ahmed and Martha Haile and their family served as EMM workers in Nairobi, Kenya. Their primary assignment was teaching at Daystar University and helping to launch a peace studies program. But their home quickly became a hub for Somali friendships and the nucleus of a Somali believers fellowship. Martha said it was not unusual to go through 50 kilos of sugar in a month as a steady stream of Somalis stopped for an ever-present cup of sweet Somali tea. Many of the tributes, both in the service and during the open mic lunchtime, focused on Haile's hospitality and the way Ahmed would talk with anyone about anything without pressure. Ahmed's son, Getty, joked that his father always had 5 guests. Glenn Kaufman, EMM's Director of Global Ministries, remembered that after Ahmed learned that his cancer was terminal, he reminded EMM leaders of Ori Miller's dying words, "Don't forget the Somalis." Ahmed echoed the concern of this early Mennonite mission leader, "Do not forget the Somalis." Ahmed's memoirs, titled Tea Time in Mogadishu, My Journey as a Peace Ambassador in the World of Islam, were penned with longtime friend and associate David Schenk. It arrived at his home the day after his death. The book can be ordered online from Menno Media. You can learn more about the work of EMM by going to our website, emm.org. I'm Joe Hollinger for Eastern Mennonite Missions, going where the church is not yet.